Alright guys, what is up? This is the creation of this video, behind the scenes, what I did to create those effects. Transitions are very important. I think they're one of the funnest things to work with, because if you can get them right, they look amazing, and I think I did a pretty decent job. We'll see. This is actually me in the past, so I'm actually live editing this, so you guys are gonna see from beginning to end, literally from zero, starting with the video not finished. But I'm gonna probably put the video in the beginning so it can kind of show the transitions and stuff. So anyways, I saw this video and I saw this effect on Instagram, and then someone was like, did you ever want to do this effect? And the idea was pretty simple. Essentially what you do is you record yourself, in any situation, and if you want to transition to another scene, you can essentially use what you have. Like, let's say you didn't have these effects, which to be fair, you have these effects to, a lot of these effects are pretty cool, but again, with these effects, if you use them too much, it kind of looks amateur in a way. But if you don't use them, if you use them right, it can look great. But I think the greatest transitions are those used. You can actually create a transition within recording, from using your hand. I've done the, covering the lens with your hand to, fading to black. Well, that happens, and then you go to another scene. This one is pretty cool, so let's get to it real quick. So the whole concept, first and foremost, I find where I want to start my video, and I think it was right here, and so I'm gonna cut that and let's play it. Yes. Okay, perfect. So right here, so what you want to do, from what I remember, is as soon as you see the blur effect when you move, right there, that right there, that movement I created by really moving the camera fast. So right there, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, now here we go all the way till we see the blurred effect again, which is right there, and then we delete that, and we should get a decent transition. And there it is. That looks pretty smooth to me. Now let's play it again. Let's replay real quick. Yeah, it could be done a little bit better, probably. There maybe give it a little more space. Let's try it. Okay, so we're gonna try it again. I believe in this one. Okay, this one, I think I'm messing around too much with the camera. So let's see. Hold on. Oh, I see what I did here. Hold on, let me see what I did here. So I think I didn't like the way that looked, so we want to cut here. So let's cut there. Let's see how that looks. And essentially, if we do that, yeah. And so I'm probably gonna put music, right? So right here, ignore the plate, please. Okay, so blur, get rid of that. And then here, we blur right there. And then we get rid of that one right there. And so from here, we should, yep. Kind of fooling around in the kitchen, and then we do up, yep. And so we go back. Again, go to the blurry section right there, maybe. I'd say right here. We'll do that, we'll cut, and then we'll go to the blurry section. Actually, what's perfect is that my shirt's white, so we can probably do this one. And then we come right, and then right there. Dog's playing around. And actually, I think, hold on, let's see what we can do with this. So go this way. Cut that. I don't know if I did anything with it. probably did not. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Right, okay. So let's do this. We'll delete this one here so it kind of looks like a loop. That one's a little bit bad right there. But it's because I added other ones that I wanted to use here. Like the down one right here. We go down. Right there maybe? No. I would say we'd probably do it right there. And so I'm gonna delete that right there. And then here we have same thing here. And then I went the wrong way. I psyched you guys out. I pointed the wrong way. It's a blur. I would say blur right there. So we delete that. And then we blur into the room. I'd say that's actually a good one right there. So we'll delete that. If I'm deleting the right ones, I'm going a little bit fast here. Okay. So then you should get pretty good transitions here. So we'll see how this comes out. Me with my fingers up, dude. Oh my god. My thumb hurts. Oh my god. I don't know why I did like thumbs up or whatever, but they're kind of smooth. There are some sections where it's not like the greatest it could be, but there you go. That was a pretty good one. And so that's it. That is the video. And so, of course, we're going to edit that right there. We're going to probably cut it there. Well, actually, hold on. What I would want to do is extend the dark right there. So probably we're going to cut that there so I know that it turns dark there. And then we're going to, right there, we're going to delete the end. And so here we can just fade it out. And then I'd probably... I'm going to mute all this, and then let's see, where's the audio? Here's the audio. I'm gonna do that. We'll go down to mute, or not mute, but just do that. And essentially, this mutes it. Probably there's a mute button, but I'm not gonna. Anyways, so we did that. We muted that. We can add. How long is this video? 52 seconds. And so we can add some music here. Generally, so we're gonna look for some swoosh effects as well. I think. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what we find here real quick. I like this. Actually, I like beats. Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. What's this one? It's actually not bad. Actually. I'm so off-centered. That's another thing too. Nice. Okay, so stop that there. I just noticed you probably weren't hearing it for some reason. I think my audio in OBS is a little off, but let's see. Oh yes, so we're gonna cut that right here. I'd say we don't really have to. I guess I guess here we can just start the fade. So we just start fading out, and then we just kind of cut it right there. And so that way we can add this video in here and essentially just play it through. So, I mean, that's pretty good. What I do generally too is I don't have this music so loud. I generally normalize loudness, which is pretty good. It just brings it down a notch, which is not bad. Let's see if we can find like a swoosh effect. I don't know. Let's see. Or like kind of like a sound effect, I guess. Let's see. Sound effects. We can do like I don't even know. Like, let's see. Oh yeah, it literally has a whoosh, whoosh. Let's see. That's not bad. It's 3 seconds though. I don't know how. That's an echo. These are too long, I think. What about this one? That was not bad. It's a little loud though. Because this is within like seconds, so I would say this one would probably be the best one because it's so it's not that fast, and so like we would just want to have it where it's like right here. Maybe, let's see. We can line it up right here. Let's see. Oh, there you go. That's perfect. So we want that little, the little red right here, right there, right underneath the S. Kind of want that a little bit of before here, so that way it makes this sound. It's a little tricky, but anyways. So we're gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna probably paste it right here. We'll see. We'll adjust it if needed. And these effects are pretty cool. Like if you all just try it, like try to be, even if you're like just vlogging, what's really cool is you can add walking. I could have walked on this, you know, literally like getting ready to work. I could be walking and out of my door, do the trans. So also the transitions, let me kind of explain what it is. What you want to do, and it's probably obvious for some people, but not as obvious for everyone else. But if you're learning, what you would want to do is you complete the movement, is how I figured it out, because I lost the video. To be honest, I remember seeing the video and she explained it really well. I lost it, and so I couldn't really refer back to it. But what I did is, as I thought about it, is like, okay, what's gonna make this transition work? What is it? It's because if you leave left, you enter right, if that makes sense. And then same thing, if you go up, you come from below. Because I'm trying to remember how I did this right, like live right now. So if I was filming myself and I went down, I did a full circle, and then I come down from the top. So the motion is the same, but where you're coming from is changing, right? So the way I did it was, think of a full circle, right? So if you have your phone at, like, let's say, have your phone out in front of you. If you were to go like tilt your phone to your right, like to your right, away from you, right? If you were to continue to move, it would continue to do the full 360. You now have it in your left hand facing left, your left side, and then you're moving it to the right, and it's still going the same direction, right? But you're just kind of completing that circle. Same thing for up and down. If you're filming yourself and you go up, you're flipping your phone all the way, and then you're coming from the bottom and you go up. And so that's how I kind of thought about it, and I could have probably explained that a lot better, but it's it kind of shows in the video, because like you can see me here, I leave what is that? Leave to the, and move the camera to the left. It's moving to the left, which is my right in for me looking at the camera, which is really weird because it's like left and rights are different, right? But it was my right because if you're facing that direction, right? So it's the audience, which is us right now. It's our left because if the camera's moving to the left, right? It's going this direction. And then when I enter in this direction because it did a full like circle, right? And so then we come in, and then here we go down. We're going down, but we go down, but we're coming all the way, and then we come back up from the top. So you're doing a full circle, right? And then the important part is the distortion, using the own distortion of the movement of the camera to make it a smooth transition. Now, where you start your end your transition is going to be very different. I think for the example of this one, I might have done it a little too soon, but it still moves pretty well, right? And so that's it. And then for this one, I think I go what? I go up, and then I come from the bottom up. Same motion, but you end up on the different side of it, I guess, if that makes sense. That one was a little slow, but these are gonna get better as time goes on. I'm gonna add all of these together eventually and like make a different video. But like these are just skills that you can practice, you know, get better at. These are pretty cool, like little tricks that you can use, you know. I like them, you know. Like there's the one that I want to do later on, which is like you move your foot across the camera, and then as your foot goes across, you change outfits and you're in a different location too, things like that. It's pretty cool. Transitions are really cool, like especially when you use creative transitions like these, when it's just the camera and then some sort of I think like without like actual effects, like, you know, without an actual effect, you can do a lot with just your camera movement. And then also, now I think about it, is camera and then some obstruction, whether it's like, you're filming yourself and then you put a book in front of the camera and then it transitions to you in the park reading a book or something like that, or you put your camera, you're like taking a picture or something, and then you put the camera lens closer to the lens of the camera you're filming from, and it turns dark, and then you transition to a different location. You can do a lot of things with any object really, and then just like, close it in with the camera, swipe it across the camera in a slow motion almost, and you can create these cool transitions. Be creative, come up with your own, and even use some that you see, like these ones. Like these ones are pretty cool. Add a little bit of effects to get the to kind of elevate it, that little quality production quality, excuse me. And so this is it. I mean, this is the transitions. This is today's video. Hope you guys learned something with the transitions, with making transitions in anything. This can just add some depth to your videos if you use them correctly. Of course, here I'm just kind of like having fun with it and just doing what I could to make a video today. And then this is another transition, right? So that's one of my favorite ones, is the palm to the camera, because it's dark, it goes to like cut, and then you can easily edit that. And so it's not the most creative thing, right? But these transitions can be very creative if you just come up with something. I've seen some really cool ones. I've seen the foot one, which is pretty cool. I've seen the one where I've seen one kind of similar to this, but what they do, but you need two people. Like, this is the thing, I'm filming by myself, and so I could film like my friend doing something. But what you could do too, like there was one really cool one where this guy was And it actually, I think it uses the same effect. It would use the same effect, but the guy's essentially like falling onto his bed, but we're like on the side of him, and as he's falling, his friend is filming him fall. And the video I was watching was of them filming it, which is a video of a video, right? But then it cuts to them somewhere like at the docks or whatever, and then he kind of just like falls back, but not on the floor, but kind of falls back vertically, but standing, and then just like steps back. And so they showed the video that they made, and it shows him just, again, that blur effect of them falling to the bed, and then it transitions to them in the docks, or like the pier, and he's like walking, he turns around, and then he continues to walk, and so, and then there's different ones. I mean, there's pretty cool ones that I'm gonna try out later on. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do these edits, these little edits where you can essentially add, think of these edits, I think, as like, and not just like these, like the clone effect, the letter effects, this effect. I think these are little transitions that you can, or these little effects that you can add with editing, can just add more depth to your videos and more kind of like flavor, I guess, if that makes sense. And so, of course, the core thing of your videos should be the substance, why you're making the videos, and go from there, right? And so, all right, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment what's your favorite transition. Even if honestly, what would be a cool way for you guys to do a transition? Like, think of a way and post it in the comments. Like, oh, I would use, I don't know, I'd throw my phone. Don't throw your phone. Don't do that. They're expensive. But anyways, let me know any creative transitions y'all have come up with, or anything like that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Like, comment, subscribe, and you guys remember, keep on filming. Peace.